Hi, welcome to the No Refunds podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, George Collette.
I'm the other co-host, John Aramel.
Sadly, one of our compatriots, Tristan Parker, could not be here today. He will be back soon. Just for now, he's going to stay out of it. But, let's get right into today's topic. What is it, John?
Food, and me and George were arguing about this earlier. I personally think seafood is gross, but he thinks seafood is one of the best foods in the world.
Dude, okay, let's just take a look at it. A tuna in Japan, a 480-pound tuna, just sold for $1.8 million. You have to love something a lot to pay $1.8 million for it.
That's a good point, George, but I just heard from his mom earlier, shout out, that tuna, there was something going on with tuna that it was grown in fertilizer, which is, poop. Everybody does it. It's not that gross, so I know you're cringing. But, yeah.
Okay, well, wait, why are you talking to my mom? And second of all, dude, just because that's yellowfin tuna. I'm talking about bluegill tuna, which is delicious, by the way.
By the way.
Yeah.
Freaking no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Okay, but think about it this way. Then there are other types of fish.
I'll give you this one. Shrimp and salmon is good. But everything else, it just tastes like disgustingness.
Cod?
No.
Okay, you know what? Cod can be sometimes nasty, especially if it's baked.
Thank you.
But you know what? I feel like we should move on to something that we can both agree on, and probably...
What's that?
Concession food.
Oh, man, that hits the spot. It really does make you fat, but that's America nowadays.
That's mean, Johnny.
It's okay.
It's not okay.
It is.
If you go to a sports game, you have the right to go get 3 heaping mountains of nachos, a chili dog, and an extra large heart attack cola. That's just your God-given right. But, there is a limit. I have 2 rules for concession. 1, no popcorn. Popcorn can stick to the movies for all I care. And 2, don't puke. No matter what you do, it always hurts coming up. Trust me. I was on a Boy Scout trip once. I puked all over my friend Kyle Cosby. He was not happy. Like, dude, what are you doing? You got out my new shoes. I would like to point out he wore Skechers a lot, so I didn't really feel that bad in thinking back on it.
Those light up ones or
no.
Dude, what is he doing? Gotta get those light ups.
It wasn't my fault. Okay, but either way, I threw up on a kid's shoes. He was not happy, but stay away from popcorn. I also learned that at a Pirates game in San Francisco where I ate way too much popcorn and had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, whenever I go to a baseball game, I used to go to the Vermont Lake Monsters, and huge shout out right there.
Best team in Vermont. Screw the Frosties. If you don't know who that is, look them up. They were a semi-pro basketball team. Yep, pretty good. Well, keep on.
I usually get their famous foot-long hot dog, and that is the best hot dog you will ever eat. If you like hot dogs, you're a good person. If you don't, what you doing in life? Like, what do you eat at a baseball game other than hot dogs? That's like the main thing. At least I go to a baseball game for. Like, what are you doing?
Except for, the baseball.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that part.
But, for the food, yeah, I understand. I remember going to a Boston Red Sox game when I was, I think 6. And I remember I got a hot dog and a drink, and I just sat there. It was the best moment in my entire life. Because, I speak for both of us when we're Red Sox fans. Fuck the Yankees.
Yeah, guys. We're not bandwagoners. We're not loyal fans.
We grew up in New England. We still are in New England. We are Red Sox fans, and you can't deny it. So, yeah, I remember growing up on concession way food, from the Lake Monsters and the Bruins. I remember going to a Bruins game. You got your Boston Red Sox. You got the Fenway Franks. Have you ever had a Fenway Frank?
I have not, but I've heard they're quite good.
They are so good. But, I just got to argue that you can't have too much concession food, but there's also a limitation to enough is never enough when it comes to... It's crazy. It's like a limbo.
Well, their food is good, but if you eat too much, just a disclaimer, you might get fat, and you might die of, whatever happens when you get fat. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. So, George, you know what happens when you eat too much and, of bad food?
Yeah, so usually, hot dogs are a lot of the times made out of natural products. But sometimes, like at sports games, they will substitute it out for the cheap stuff. And it gets kind of gross there. I'm not going to go into that. But they do have a lot of fatteners, a lot of fillers, and that can cause health problems later on. But I'm not going to get into that because they're just so good. Like, really, you can't go to a hockey game or a baseball game or hell, a basketball game and think, man, I wish I was snacking on something, watching David Ortiz just clobber a baseball out to fucking home run. I mean, out to home run, into a home run. I'm sorry, but that's just not right. It's not right.
Yeah, it's a very smart thing for them to make some money. And, like, a lot of those games, they happen late at night. For baseball games, they're like 4 hours long sometimes. And it's just nice to be able to go get some food at the concession stands. And it's really good food when you think about it for the price.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys are local business owners. You know, they have their own carts. They support themselves off baseball games. And you know what? Not to mention, it defeats the purpose of having big corporations near them. You know, you got your occasional McDonald's and Burger King near your sports stadium. But then you got the concessionaires inside. And they're like, you know, it's great to see them. And that brings up the NFL. It's like, well, it doesn't bring up the NFL, but all I'm saying is that the NFL does this a lot too. They have, I mean, a lot of chain restaurants, but they have a lot of concession too. Like, I want to eat some hot dogs while I watch Mark Sanchez butt fumble into his own center. I mean, that's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, it's time to change the topics.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places, Fire and Ice. I've been there a couple times.
Fire and Ice. Oh.
That place, it's a very nice place, and those places that have really good food. And the good thing about Fire and Ice, they have an open buffet where you pay for like $10 and which is unlimited food. And that's just like my favorite thing because it's just like you don't have to wait for your food to come to you. Okay, this. Okay, youth pet peeve right here, guys. Say you're going out for pizza, all right? You wait 20 minutes for it to get there. It's reasonable, but when it comes out, you have to wait another 10 minutes for the dang thing to cool down. Like, just don't cook it that hot. You don't have to cook it that dang hot, or at least put it in a freaking ice box or something. Like,
ice box?
You don't want to. God damn. It doesn't need to be that hot. Like, just I don't care. I like cold pizza anyways. Just give me the whole dang frozen pizza. I don't give a shit. Just don't burn my damn tongue.
Okay, I don't mind cold pizza, but what really pisses me off the most part is you called your refrigerator an ice box. Whatever, we living in the damn depression? No, Jeremy, bring around my old Ford. No, I mean, yeah, you got a point. Yeah, pizza comes out hot, you gotta wait a while, but that doesn't compare to like waiting at a fan. But then again, it depends on what you're getting. For instance, you can wait 20 minutes to get some real crappy food. Like, this also applies to pizza in, like, LA. Say LA. Known for having the worst pizza. It somehow burns your mouth and it's freezing cold at the same time. But then you got New York. Then you got, you know, your messiah of pizza. You got...
There's that word again.
It's a messiah! Then you got Chicago! Detroit! Detroit is better than LA in something. Write that down in the history books. Pizza.
Alright, George. This is a big one. A lot of people don't like pineapple on their pizza. I personally, that's one of my favorite kinds of pizza, and I just don't understand why you don't like pineapple on pizza. If you could, just write it down in the comments. That would be deeply appreciated, because I just don't understand how you don't like it.
Okay, you know what, Jonathan? I have something to say to you. If you like pineapple on your pizza, you are weak. Your bloodline is weak. You will not survive the winter.
Guess what, George?
What?
You're a poopy pants because you eat too much bad food.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
I gobbled down half a pound of pepperoni, and now you're just...
You're a poopy pants.
Shut up. We're going to edit this all out in post, hopefully. We might not get to it. But, no. If you like pineapple on your pizza...
You're a good person.
No, I hope
you're a good person.
I hope you like pineapple...
You're a good person.
I hope you like pineapple on your grave. I swear to God, it's going to be like a Hawaiian buffet on your death.
We're going to bring this back around. Sorry about that.
I hate you so... I knew this wouldn't work out.
What other things about food could we talk about?
Steak.
That's some good stuff right there.
I love steak. I mean, I know some people are vegetarians.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I personally think that the fat is one of the best parts of it.
It's true. Yeah, no,
it's like you waste the fat. Like that's like one of the most nutritious parts. Like
that's not true at all. It's called fat for a reason. It's not.
I don't freaking know. What the hell am I in this freaking podcast? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Okay, no. The fat is the worst part of the It's
Okay,
delicious.
Sorry about that.
It's delicious. Don't get me wrong. That's where all the flavor is. But no, it's not nutritious. It has the word fat in it. That's the entire definition of a cut of meat. That's why there is fat marble.
Well, apparently George has spent way too much time on the YouTube looking up nutrition facts about random freaking foods.
No, I haven't. I just don't do advisory. I just go online looking up recipes. You know this. You were with me.
Every advisory, me and George, if you don't know advisory, it's basically a morning meeting. Me and George, we just look up food recipes and, yeah, we're gonna try and open a restaurant, hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully. We don't know what it'll be called. There's gonna be some pretty dank food there. You should go when it opens.
You say dank one more time, I swear to God, I'm throwing you out in the snow. No,
you
but...
won't.
You bet?
You bet.
Shut the cameras off. No, think about it this way. You got a point, okay? You got a point. I do research this stuff beyond...
I mean, it's good for this type of thing, like a podcast.
Yeah.
You need to actually know what you're talking about, unlike me, making stupid...
Johnny, you just said that the fat is the most nutritious part of a steak. Literally any part is... I would rather eat an ear than eat just plain fat for the rest of my life.
Bet.
Bet?
Bet.
Bet. Okay, for the next podcast, I'm going to be eating an
That
ear.
will be on our Instagram. If you are not following...
Please do.
Go look us up, because if he loses this, he's going to be eating a pig ear or some sort of an ear.
I'll eat an ear.
And that's going to be pretty good,
That
so
will not
just
be
stay
good.
tuned.
I hope that you get run over by a semi-truck sometimes.
Why am I doing this?
Yeah, no, why are we here? No, that's the real question. But for now, we're going to sign off on the No Refunds podcast. I hope to see you all beautiful people next time. John, you got any last words?
Food is great.
Food is great. See you guys next time.